Standing in the rain with his head hung low. Couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold out show. Heard the roar of the crowd. Like, how fun. How fun to be able to, like, just go up there and sing a foreigner song. Yeah, that was the big news this week. Kids, ladies and gentlemen. Big news. Big news. So, hey, everybody. Hey, how are you? I am Kiki, and it's Friday night. Feeling all right. It's Memorial Day weekend. Hello, Mr. Kurt Andrews. Feels like the first time. Yeah, come on now. Feels like the very first time now. I sound so much better in the shower. I swear. So happy Memorial Day weekend. Of course, thank you to all of our men and women who served our country and continue to serve our country. We thank you. And it's a long weekend for some, not for all, but for some. So I hope that you have something fun to do. So we potentially are going to Newport Vineyards this weekend. I'm pretty darn excited. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I am a Prosecco girl, for those of you who don't know. But those of you who've been here, you know I'm a Prosecco girl. Have it right here, as a matter of fact, because it's Friday night. Cheers. Let's do our cheers. Cheers. Virtual cheers. However, going to Newport Vineyards, I will have to have some great white vino. Now, I've talked about this before. For some odd reason, as my body has changed, aka getting old, I was able to drink white wine like it was nothing. I mean, not like that, like not 25 glasses, like 2 glasses of white wine. It was great, you know, and I took a large liking to Great White, which is produced at Newport Vineyards here in beautiful, little tiny, but big Rhode Island. And then all of a sudden, I was getting sick. Nothing to do with the wine. It's me. I'm like, oh my God. So that's when I switched to Prosecco and I was fine. And I'm like, I think I created an allergic reaction to wine. How does that happen? I don't know, but it did. And I'm going to try it because it's been a while since I've had it. So we're going to go to Newport Vineyards, not sure what day. I'm pretty excited. They have a lot going on there this weekend. It's their 40th anniversary, I think, celebration. So we're going to go down there. Weather's going to be crappy again tomorrow. It's raining right now, which is highly annoying. Can I just tell you that? This weather, we just opened the pool last weekend, freezing. Al lit a fire last night. Yes, I said that. Al lit a fire in the wood stove last night. Why? Because I asked him to, and he said, sure, because it's effing freezing in here and I won't allow him to turn the heat on. He looks at me the other night, he goes, can we turn the heat on? I said, no, because no, absolutely not. Just put a hat on and figure it out. It's May. It's the 3rd week of May. We are not putting heat on again until we have to. Maybe November, maybe. But I know he'll try to slip it in October. I know Al. So it was actually fine because sometimes when we've lit the wood stove and it's, you know, kind of far into the season, you know, like warm or whatever, the house just gets way too hot. Let me tell you something. It didn't get too hot last night. It was freezing. So today is kind of the same. You know, it's rainy and crappy. And I have yard sales tomorrow morning. So I will tell you, I'm going to be pissed if it's raining again. We literally missed a month and a half of yard sailing. And last weekend, we were able to hit a few. So tomorrow there's a bunch. But if it rains again, people are just not going to have them. I'm just so sad. I'm so sad. I want this summer weather to kick in, right? Anyway. Hi. If you are new here, we do have an online radio station. You know, it's funny. People go, where are you on the dial? We are not on the dial. I know it's like a newfangled thing. We are digitally enhanced. kind of like AI. You can have anything. Look, I don't know. People build houses from AI. How do they do that? I don't know. I'm just so dumb with all that stuff. But anyway, station's called Kiki.fm, free in the App Store. Give us a listen. Al is actually broadcasting from a liquor store tonight. How funny is that? I'm like, but they don't need you because everybody's going to be drinking anyway. It's Memorial Day weekend. And he said, you're absolutely right, but I'm doing it anyway. And he's having a fun time. I ran over there for a few minutes and oh my gosh, this liquor store has so many nice things. They actually had a box. Well, they had like 4 boxes of champagne. I don't remember. There's some like fancy thing. And the boxes were so pretty. I would buy it just for the box. It was really nice. Anyway, let's see who's here. Hi, Kurt. Love ya. Jenny, what the heck? How are you? Yes, it has been a minute. Hello, Helise. How are you guys doing? Thank you for being here. I swore nobody's going to be here. And it's okay because I'm like, I didn't announce it or anything like that. I just said, you know what? I'm just going to go live because I actually just recorded a whole video about Kelly Hansen. So, that'll be going up this weekend. And there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about that happened this week. I mean, was I on last week? No, I was not on last week, but I said, you know what? I had to get my arse back out there. And, like I said, I can't commit to Friday or Saturday, but I kind of like the Saturday afternoons, but it's going to be getting nice. I hope soon. So Saturday afternoons will be out, but who knows? Maybe Saturday nights. I don't know. Whenever I'm around, whenever I'm not exhausted out of my mind, which happens a lot. What have you guys watched on Netflix? Anything good? I started watching this series, and of course I fell asleep because the fire was going last night. It felt really cozy. It's called Sirens, and it's really good. So I got to get back into that. And what else was on? I don't know. I saw something else, but let me know in the comments if you've seen anything good on Netflix or Hulu. I'm very excited. I'm a reality TV person. 90 Day Fiancé. They're going to have this show on Monday night. I forget what it's called, but they're going to bring some of the cast members from past episodes of 90 Day Fiancé, and they're going to see who hooks up with each other or the outside people they bring in. So I'm really excited about that. I can't wait to see it. I'm such a reality TV junkie. And yes, Real Housewives will be filming in Rhode Island. They've already started filming here. Am I excited about it? I'll watch it, of course, because I've watched not every single. I like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Orange County, New York City, the OG cast, New Jersey. I think that's it. But Real Housewives of Rhode Island, I don't know. Like everybody's going, oh my God, it's going to be off the chain. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. They're like, oh my gosh, it's going to be better than Jersey. No way. Sorry, you can't beat that. You just can't. Remember, Real Housewives of New Jersey was in the beginning. That's when everything was real. I don't think anything's real anymore. Everything's scripted. So we'll see. But anyway, Jenny said Sunday is good for us going to see Stained and Breaking Benjamin. Bill has a photo pass and I want a ton of pics of Aaron Lewis. I don't know who these people are. I'm sorry. In my top 3 artists with Steve Perry and Steve Bargeri, he is amazing. Oh, that's cool because I don't know. Hi, Suzanne from Western Pennsylvania. How are you? Nice to see you. Well, that's great. Sounds like a fun weekend, Jenny, with you and Bill. So that's good. And what are you guys doing this weekend? Like I said, we are going to go to Newport Vineyards one day. And I also want to get to Jonathan Edwards Winery. Now, we went there a few years ago. It's right over the line in Connecticut. It's not too far from Foxwoods Casino. And it's really nice. But they don't have food. So you can bring your own food and then you buy their wine. It's just really nice. And it's cool because Al doesn't drink anymore. So I have a 100% of the time designated driver. So I don't have to worry. I can just have fun all the time. And our daughter, she moved back now from Texas and she's like down to do whatever. Like if I say, Kat, I want to go to this concert, she'd be like, okay. Like she's so fun. And I said, you want to go to the winery this weekend? She's like, yeah. So that's why I'm so happy to have her back, because she will just do whatever. And it's just really, really cool. And Jenny said next Friday is our anniversary. It's already been 2 years. That can't be possible. It really cannot be possible. I can't. 2 years. If I feel like you just got married. And I'm sure you feel like you just got married. That's crazy. Well, happy anniversary, pre-anniversary. I hope you guys are going to do something fun. Yeah. Just so much going on all the time. Let's go ahead and let's just dive in, right? Got to get my phone for this one because I wrote a little text about it. Very sad. Let me go ahead and all right, so you all know that George Wendt of Cheers, he passed away. And I feel like there were so many times after I watched the show Cheers that I would be like, Norm. I would call everybody Norm. I don't know if you guys did that, but I'm weird and I did do that. Well, George Wendt, the actor whom we knew as Norm on the iconic TV show Cheers, he passed away at the age of 76 in his sleep at his LA home. Now, listen, if you're going to go, that's the way to go. In your sleep, peaceful. So that's a good thing. Now, George was nominated he was nominated 6 years in a row for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series for the Primetime Emmys, but he never won one of those awards, which I think is crazy because he should have at least won 5 of them if he wasn't going to win all 6. The guy was great. I mean, he was quiet. And I don't know if you guys were Cheers watchers. Do you remember, like, near the end of the Cheers run, I felt like Norm really didn't have a lot of speaking parts. I felt like he was really off to the side, but he wasn't. He was in every single Cheers episode. Now, George was also in a ton of movies, including Outside Providence. Now, I live in Rhode Island. I grew up in Providence. So it's pretty cool that he was in that movie. Did not know. But George and Alec Baldwin, they were in the movie as well, but their names are on the very bottom of the credits list, which is crazy because they were the 2 biggest actors to be in that movie. I don't understand. Now, George grew up in Chicago. He went to the University of Notre Dame, but he was kicked out because he had a 0.0 GPA. I feel like that was such a Norm thing to do. But I didn't even know a 0.0 exists. Now, George was a member of Second City, the Second City comedy troupe in the mid-70s. He worked in several TV shows, and in 1983, he got his breakthrough as Norm on Cheers. And like I said, he appeared in all 275 episodes, which is absolutely incredible. And George also played Santa in the Broadway show Elf. My friends and I actually went to go see that when we saw him. So that was pretty cool. And he was a very seasoned and very well-respected actor. George leaves behind his wife, Bernadette, whom he met at Second City in 1974. And also, this is a fun fact, which I did not know. She was his invisible wife, Vera, on Cheers. Remember, like, she would call the bar and you would hear her voice sometimes. And you'd be like, oh, Vera, and he talked to her. Well, that was his real wife, which is kind of crazy. And he also leaves behind 3 children. So rest in peace, George Wendt. You gave us so many great memories on just an iconic TV show. And let's see. What is next? What is next up on tap? Oh my gosh. So I just heard, I read about this a little while ago. I'm like, what is, guys, it's so true. And I had a friend of mine say this to me last week. The classic rock window is closing ever so quickly, it seems like. But this is super sad, and this was super surprising. Billy Joel has just announced that, his team has announced that all of his shows are now canceled. Billy Joel the entertainer who, had a record-selling show at Madison Square Garden, Billy Joel, who was out on tour with Stevie Nicks, Billy Joel, who feels like is just going to be here forever. Well, let me read what was released on his Instagram. This is just so incredibly sad. Billy Joel has announced that he will be canceling all scheduled concerts following a recent diagnosis of normal pressure hydrocephalus, otherwise known as NPH. This condition has been exacerbated by recent concert performances, leading to problems with hearing, vision, and balance. Under his doctor's instructions, Billy is undergoing specific physical therapy and has been advised to refrain from performing during this recovery period. Billy is thankful for the excellent care he is receiving and is fully committed to prioritizing his health. He is grateful for the support from fans during this time and looks forward to the day when he can once again take the stage. I'm sincerely sorry to disappoint our audience and thank you for understanding, said Billy Joel. And ticket refund information: you do not need to take any action to receive your refund. It will be automatically processed back to the original payment used for the purchase. Please be aware that the refund will go to the original purchaser if the tickets were transferred to you. So that, I read that a little while ago. I'm going, what is going on? Just, we can't be surprised because this is the world we're in now for the artists that we listen to and love so much. But Billy Joel, and this is from NBCnews.com, he canceled his upcoming concerts following a recent diagnosis of normal pressure hydrocephalus. And the announcement was made today. Billy Joel is 76 years old. He's receiving treatment and he's prioritizing his health, of course. Let's see. Normal pressure hydrocephalus, or NPH, is caused when cerebrospinal fluid builds up inside a person's skull and presses on the brain, according to the Cleveland Clinic. It mostly occurs in people over the age of 65. And it goes on to say that fluid tends to take up a little more space in older adults because brain volume shrinks as a normal part of the aging process. That explains what's going on here. But anyway, talk about myself. Memory loss, incontinence, and trouble walking are also common. Patients can have trouble lifting their feet, putting them at risk for stumbling and falling. And while the disorder can look like dementia, a key difference is that NPH is often treatable, thank goodness, and sometimes reversible if caught early, according to the Cleveland Clinic. So let's hope that is the case for Billy Joel. Oh my gosh. Oh Lord. And that's something I had never heard of. NPH. Yep. Did any of you have tickets to see Billy Joel? And I think he had some shows with Stevie Nicks, if I'm not mistaken. But the Stevie Nicks tickets, oh my gosh, I just can't. I can't afford them. I just can't do it. Even the crappy seats are expensive. I would love to see her again one more time. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe my daughter and I will go sit in the nosebleed seats, just cause it's Stevie Nicks. Elise, I do not know how many kids Billy Joel has. Hello, Kathy Waddle. You're seeing Simple Minds on June 1st. I love Jim Kerr, and I love Simple Minds. Don't You Forget About Me. I always say this is one of my most favorite songs ever. Like, oh my gosh. I could listen to that song over and over again. Oh my gosh. Alive and Kicking from Simple Minds, another one of my favorites. But anyway, so this next story from AmericanSongwriter.com, Don Felder on joining the Eagles at Sphere. I'm not holding my breath. I had read something that, Don Felder might potentially join the Eagles on their Sphere extravaganza. Like, oh my gosh, really? No way. No way. It would be great. But I feel like there's still so much animosity there. And the article says Don Felder, former member of the legendary rock band Eagles, recently spoke with Eddie Trunk on SiriusXM about his relationship with the remaining band members. Apparently, they're all on surprisingly good terms. Well, who knew? That's great. Just don't expect Don Felder to make a surprise appearance on stage with the band during their Las Vegas residency at Sphere. Why not? See, that would be, again, some of these things would be so cool, like Hall & Oates. Hi. I don't think that's happening. But man, would I love that. I love John Oates. I mean, I love Daryl too, but there's something about John. That should be a TV show. There's something about John. So Don did say that if Don Henley called him up and invited him to make an appearance during the residency, he'd absolutely accept the offer in a heartbeat. But according to Felder, that probably won't ever happen. I'll tell you this, I'm not holding my breath, Felder told Trunk. And when he was asked about the relationships with the other Eagles members, Don Felder said, let's see, he's had no conversations with them about any of that in terms of the drama that led to him leaving the band. He was vague about all of it, but he seems to be simple. Don Felder and the Eagles are on cordial terms, but they aren't the best of friends, at least not enough for the Eagles to invite him to perform during their current residency at the Sphere. I mean, Don did a lot, like Hotel California right here. Yeah. So it's too bad. It would be kind of iconic if Don Felder, joined the Eagles at the Sphere. Don't you think? Don't you think? A little too ironic. Yeah, I really do think. I mean, I have my thoughts. I just wish everybody would get along. I really do. All right, next story. This story. This is from the NewYorkTimes.com. Remember the whole Gene Simmons spend $12,000 to be my roadie thing not too long ago? Well, someone did. Someone spent $12,495 to be Gene Simmons' roadie, and I guess he got more than expected. So a father and son went in for the VIP experience. And let's see, a few years ago, the Financial Times named Kiss rock's greatest capitalists. I mean, no doubt, hands down. But, you got to hand that to Gene. Gene is the moneymaker, always, the ideas with the trademarking and the products and this and that and the coffins, the toilet paper, whatever he's got going on. He's always been the guy to just merchandise. And actually, let's see, they've licensed about 5,000 products to the Kiss name. My gosh, amazing. I just think it's amazing. You got to have the right type of brain for that type of thing. And let's see, Gene once said, Kiss has become this huge monster despite the fact that critics say that doing games and slot machines and golf courses is not credible. Critics still live in their mother's basement. We own the world. Hello. They kind of do. I mean, let's face it. Kiss retired and, they're going to go out on the hologram thing. The Kiss Army will be there for sure. They will eat up everything that Kiss puts on their plate. You know that as well as I do. See this now, guys, again, these are all reactions. I have not read this article. This is from the New York Times. This is what this says. Kiss wrapped up its end of the road supposed farewell tour. I literally did not plan that. because you just never know with these guys. They wrapped it up at Madison Square Garden in December of 2023. And that's where they announced that digital avatars were designed or are being designed to perform shows and make money forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Like it's never going to stop. And let's see, actual members of KISS will play together in November as part of the KISS Army Fan Club's 50th anniversary celebration in Las Vegas. Now, remember, Gene Simmons canceled a bunch of his shows. He was going to do a bunch of solo shows, and he canceled them probably because he's got other stuff going on in the background with KISS. And I think this is part of it. So earlier this month, Simmons started a solo tour with his Gene Simmons band. Gene is 75. They always got to put the age in, like I said. He's still upsetting critics. For each stop, Simmons is offering a personal assistant and band roadie for the day experience to one fan. The Rockers website promises that the roadie and one guest will get to help set up for the gig, attend the sound check, have a meal with Simmons, get an onstage introduction during the show, and receive a signed bass. VIP experiences have become standard in pop. Absolutely, they have. But it was the package's price tag, $12,495, does not include a ticket to the show. So this dude had to also buy his ticket. It was a sold out show. He had to buy a ticket to get a seat. Imagine, like I'm paying almost 13 grand and I don't even get a ticket. And that is what set the internet off, this article says. And it goes on to say greedy KISS rocker worth $400 million is slammed for charging fans insane money to be his assistant. And that was from the Daily Mail. You know, I have mixed feelings about it. Bands will do VIPs, meet and greets. They charge money for them. I've paid money. I paid money to go see my Bretty. Girl, I'm not going to lie about it. I've paid. And was it worth it? I mean, for 60 seconds, I guess. I got to see him and then he hugs you. Like Brett just goes in for it. He is all, I don't know if I would have been on the Rock of Love bus though. I don't think he would have wanted me for some odd reason. I'm not trashy enough. You know what I mean? And I'm finding it kind of fun on TikTok. I'm not sure how I transitioned from KISS to Bret Michaels, but he's always in my head. But the Rock of Love girls, they're doing like all of these things on TikTok. Where are they now? It's so fun. If you have TikTok, oh my God, go find Rock of Love girls. Where are they now? It's so cool. Anyway, so bands do it and people will pay and they sell out. These VIP experiences, guys, they sell them out. Like John Bon Jovi, I talked about this when I was on last time. I'm like, who's going to pay $2,000 to go see John Bon Jovi? And that doesn't even include anything. That's like just for a hotel room, which is insane. Sold out. Shame on me. Like in this economy, baby girl, but people are doing it. So the article continues to say it's not insane to everyone. And this is what I chose to spend my money on, said Dwayne Rosado, a tattooed. Why did they have to put that? So he has tattoos. Like a tattooed 52-year-old retired corrections sergeant from Middletown, New York. Like, why do you have to say he's tattooed? Why did you have to say that, article from New York Times? I don't know. So him and his soft-spoken son, Zach, a 5'11" seventh grader into mixed martial arts, video games, and electric guitar. They were the roadies for the day at Simmons' recent concert at the Count Basie Center for the Arts, 1,500 capacity theater in Red Bank, New Jersey. Now, here's my question. So, if father and son went, did they both pay $12,495, or did Gene just let the kid in because he was underage? I need to know that. I want to know the answer to that question. If you know, let me know in the comments below. Because that's, I mean, to me, I could hear Gene Simmons go, no, they both got to pay. I don't care if the kid's 11. He's got to pay. Tell him to go cut some lawns. To me, that's what Gene Simmons would say. So let's see. The father and son waited at the theater's loading area for the rock star to arrive. I've been in plenty of loading dock, my friends. I have not, did I see any rat? I have not seen rats. I've seen rat traps. Like a lot of, girl, listen, Al tells me to show up at things. Then he's like, don't say that. But you told me to show up. So I'm going to just say things. It is what it is. Like a lot of wedding venues, honey, babe. Just saying. Like, go look outside. It's a lot of rat traps. I'm just throwing it out there. Like your $250,000 wedding is good. They got rat traps outside the kitchen. I'm not saying which kitchen. Not saying. But anyway, I've seen those a lot. I think I've seen a rat, but probably outside. Like Al goes, oh, you grew up in Providence. Did you see rats? Oh, yeah, every day. No, I did not see rats because I grew up in the city. No, I never saw anything. I saw squirrels. We had those because we had trees at my house. No rats. Anyway, so Dad, who bought the experience as a birthday gift for Zach. Oh, Zach recently turned 13. I thought he was 11. I'm confused. Oh, he's a 7th grader. He's 5'11". He's a 7th grader. So shame on me. He's 13. And he shares his father's love of Kiss, but it was also a present to himself. Of course, Dad. Dwayne revealed that a year and a half ago, he had been diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. You only live once, and I want to experience life. I'm not going to die with a lot of money. I'm going to die happy. And that, that's the whole thing. When we're talking about these experiences and the VIPs and all of that, listen, that's what you want to spend your money on. I've said this from the get-go being here on this platform. You go do it. You want to go buy concert tickets. You want to sit in the front row. Gosh dang it. What are you waiting for? Do it. Spend the freaking couple of grand and just go do it, because we are not guaranteed tomorrow. Just said this to my son, one of my sons today. We are not guaranteed a minute from now. Go do it. I'm not telling you to go into debt, but you probably, some of us may have to do that. But if that's what makes you happy and that's what's exciting to you, we only do this once, kids. We got one shot and one shot only. So if that is something you have thought about, it's on your bucket list, why the heck not? So Gene Simmons eventually showed up in a black SUV wearing sunglasses and a black leather ensemble, pants vest, fingerless gloves. They had fist bumps, talked a little bit, and then Gene said to them, just don't touch my ass. I mean, I would hope not. I would really hope not. Ay. So Gene said, you hungry? Dwayne said, we waited all day to eat. We're going to eat $12,500 worth of food, brother. Good for you, Dwayne. So once they got inside, the sound check was already going on. And Zach, the son, put on a guitar to play an original composition titled Dad's a Dork, with accompaniment from the drummer Brian Tishy. How cool is that? Then Dwayne got behind the kit, launching into the opening of Kiss's I Love It Loud. That wasn't bad, Gene said. It wasn't good. Everybody laughed. So Simmons and his new assistants went to the basement lounge for a takeout dinner from a local Italian restaurante. Dwayne said him and his son watched an interview in which Gene recounted losing his virginity at the age of about 13 or 14 to a married woman on his newspaper delivery route. What the what? Hey, kid, come on in. Like, what? How does that even happen? Are you kidding me? Did I just read that out loud? I guess I did. This world's crazy, people. Can I just say that? So Jean goes on to say, she asked me to sit down on the couch. And the next thing I knew was he paused, then asked Zach to cover his ears before finishing the story. Oh my gosh. I feel like Jean made that up. I feel like that's something he would make up. I really do. That's messed up in the head. Like, and that woman should go to jail. So let's see. Jean said people, with the whole VIP thing, he said there's free market, supply and demand. People want to do it. You do it. You buy a Rolls because you want a Rolls, but a Volkswagen will get you there too. So for the next couple of hours, the Rosados had Jean's undivided attention, though Zach was kind of wandering. Well, he's in 7th grade. What do you want him to do? He didn't seem interested in Jean's explanation of a limited liability corporation. No, 7th grade is not going to be interested in that. And Jean answered all their questions about life and music, occasionally calling up a visual aid, including a photo of himself with the Dalai Lama and a portrait of his late mother, a Holocaust survivor, on his phone. Oh my God, I got to show this picture. This is hysterical. Look at Jean. Oh my, can I just show you this? I have to show it. I have to show this picture. Jesus. What does Jean have on his face? Like barbecue sauce? What's going on there? What is going on? What is this try it free thing? Oh, for the time. Look at Jean. I wish I could zoom in on that. Look at that. $12,500. You get some Reynolds wrap and a Diet Coke. Well, and Gene Simmons too. And there's Zach. And there's some drumsticks. And there's a little birthday cake. All right. So there. Okay. All right. Let's just. We're gonna We're just like so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, why did I do that? For gosh sakes. So anyway, now I'm down here. I don't like that. So when the subject of retirement came up, Simmons turned philosophical. Life is a race or a journey. I don't care who you are. When you see the finish line up ahead, what do? Slow down, get in your rocking chair, or do you speed up and go as fast as you can before the finish line? I'm closer to the finish line now than I was in the past. Why would you slow down, especially if everything's working? And he indicated he wasn't talking about his schmeckle. I just can't. Gene's pretty funny, though. I have to say, he is pretty funny. And Gene said, do I have money? By some standards, a lot of money. Sure. And what do you roll around in it? Yeah, you could do that once or twice. We are social animals, and having a party is one of the best times you can spend on earth. But if you're the only one at the party, how sad is that? So we have a lot of fun on that stage. Good for him. Good for Gene. Let me try and get my tab back into here. There we go. Oh, thank you. So, yep, somebody did spend $12,495 to be Gene Simmons' roadie for the day. Would you do it? I would not. But I think it's great. I think it's great that, they did it. That's what they wanted to do. The dad is diagnosed with multiple sclerosis. So, you know what? Like I said, we're here once. Got one shot. Got one go around. Do what you got to do. So Suzanne says, if Peppermint Perry would have a concert, I would be there. Let me tell you something, pulling out the Peppermint Perry. Thank you for doing that, Suzanne. I would go to that as well. I think I would put, all bets would be off. But I'm sorry, I don't think it's happening. I don't. I really don't. However, he released the song with Willie Nelson, Faithfully. What are you guys thinking of that? I thought, so I got a text today from a friend of mine. I'm going to read it. I don't think she'll care because she won't see this anyway. But let me just pull this up. Let me tell you what she said. She said, started listening to Steve Perry's remake with Willie Nelson. Not sure I can finish it. There was such an overwhelming feeling of sadness. This is what she said. And I said, oh, I love it. I think they did a great job, and it's just them at this stage of our lives. And she said, I need to listen to the whole thing. I wasn't prepared. So She wasn't prepared for what she was listening to. I think, it pisses me off when people are like, "Oh, it's terrible. It is just the most god awful thing on the planet." And some people have said that. Very few. Okay? I have seen mostly positive reviews of the song. That's me. But those negative words about it, it just goes up my ass sideways because I'm like, listen, these people, what Steve's 76 and Willie's 92, again, they're at this stage of their lives in their vocality today. I thought it was beautiful. I think it is beautiful. I think they did a great job with it. And the fact that 100% of those proceeds are going to support Farm Aid, it's a beautiful thing. It's a great song. Go listen to it if you haven't already. I mean, what else is there to say? And Steve released a new song, and I'm going, oh my gosh, is he gonna, before I even heard the song, are we gonna hear Steve? Like, is it gonna be the Dolly Parton thing? We're gonna hear Steve? We heard Steve. We can hear Steve, and we can hear Willie. I think it's a very nice blend, half and half. It's really good, very, very, very well done. And let's see the next story. So Bret Michaels announced that Poison, with all the members of the band, they're going out on their 40th anniversary tour. And this won't let me X out of that, so we're going to have to find another article. Let's see. Bret Michaels. Poison. Bill, Biv DeVoe. Now you know. That has nothing to do with Bret Michaels. Let's see. Bret Michaels Poison. Okay. So that was from Facebook. We're not going to look at that one because then I have to log in. Do you guys keep track of all your passwords? I mean, I know some of them, but I have to write them down, and I don't have my book with me all the time. It is what it is. Let's see, 40th anniversary tour in 2026. Let's see. Oh my God. So Bret Michaels has expressed a strong desire for a Poison 40th anniversary tour in 2026, aiming to celebrate the band's debut album, Look What the Cat Dragged In. Meow. He has publicly stated that 2026 would be the perfect time to mark this milestone with a series of limited dates. While not fully confirmed, Michaels has shown enthusiasm for the possibility, according to various news sources. Why not? Why wouldn't you do it? I mean, he's saying he wants it. Ricky Rocket back in April said the band's in talks right now to do this tour, and I can't see why they wouldn't, because Bret's just so cute. Did I ever say that before? He's just, oh my God, he's so adorable. And gosh dang it, everybody, Cher just turned 79 years old. What? She looks so good. Can we talk about Kris Jenner for 1 second? If you guys, the Kardashians. I mean, Kris Jenner just had a facelift. Everybody's talking about it this week. She looks like she's in her 20s. It's insane. And everybody's going, who's your plastic surgeon, girl? Because they're showing before and after pics, and it is not a filter. This woman looks amazing. Yeah, girl, I would do it. Suck it right up. But she doesn't look sucked up. She looks good. Kris Jenner looks dang good, people. Can I just find a picture of her? She's in her 60s, and girl, I mean, she looks good. She looks good. I got to give her credit. And she's always so happy. All right, let's see. Let's see if I can. And it really looks, the plastic surgeon behind finally revealed. That just came out 7 hours ago. Do you see what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and let's see. Her new look stuns fans. Let's go over here, make sure. All right, so Kris Jenner, her new look went viral. Now the plastic surgeon responsible has been, look, can you just see that? This is her before. This is her now. That kind of looks filtery, though. I will be honest. That looks filtered. There's no way. And I mean, we can say, oh, it's probably a filter. It's not, because they've shown her like out too, and the camera's getting right up to her. She looks like really amazing. But how long does it last? Like, does it fall down? I don't know. She looks good. All right, we'll be done with that. Talking about share. So this is from people.com. Can you see me now? Hi, Christine. I missed you too. I'm here. Suzanne said she writes all of her passwords down. Oh my God, me too. It's so bad. I saw something. There's a book on Amazon, and I think it's kind of a good idea. It's, I don't know, it has a really morbid name, but it's like a death book or something. You put all of your passwords in it, so in case you die, your family has access to everything. I'm like, I have to do that. Al goes, what if something happens to you? I don't know what to do. I said, oh, Michelle will tell you. My friend Michelle will tell. I don't know. It's a good idea though. Think about it. But anyway, let's get morbid on this Friday night. Anyway, Cher is still dating that dude, A.E. Edwards. He's like 12. No, he's not. He's not 12. That's terrible. Don't say that. Don't say those kinds of things. That's could get me in trouble. Let's see. So they've been dating since 2022. I didn't think it was going to work. He's 40. No, there's a 40-year age gap. See, like I'm seeing the number. Let's see. She's not bothered by the age difference. Why would she be? Let's see. She got criticism because of the 40-year age difference. I think he's in his 30s, right? Well, if she's 79, minus 40 is 39. I'm so bad at math. So he could be 40. He could be 40, or he could be 39. I don't know. So let's see. A.E. Edwards has been in the music industry. I thought they broke up. Maybe they did. But they're together, and they met during Paris Fashion Week. All right, so that's all I got about her. But she's 79 and she looks dang good too. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Oh my gosh. And then now we get into the real tea and the drama, the rock drama of this week. I can't even explain it, to be honest, but we're going to talk about it. So, who here follows Tommy Lee? I do. And we all know that he's been married to Brittany Ferlin, who became super famous when Vine was a thing. Vine, I don't know, what do you compare it to? MySpace or something? I was never a Vine person, but she was viral to the viral. That's how she got so popular. And they've been married for 6 years. But just recently, I don't know, something about she cheated allegedly on Tommy, but not really cheated, in person cheated. She cheated online, cheated. But people still call cheating online cheating, right? I guess it depends on how far it goes. So this man, what's his name? I don't even know this man. But he's got tattoos up to here. That's all I know. So let me just try to go through it in my head, what I have up here. So Ronnie Radke or something. I don't know what band he's from. I don't know the man. So she was allegedly cheating with him because she was DMing him. But then it turns out she wasn't really DMing him. She was DMing a catfish person. Okay, follow along. And then this Ronnie guy came out and said, well, no, it was really me. I have receipts. And then she's like, but I don't like you. I'm not into you like that. And then she came out and apologized to Tommy because she shouldn't have been talking to Ronnie. And then Tommy's putting out these posts. He said he was working on a song called Stupid Girl. Like, clearly that's directed towards Brittany. And he's pissed off, clearly, because, you know, he loves his woman and she's a lot younger than him, and they've been together and they always do these crazy photographs and videos together. So let's go ahead, and this article is from thecut.com, and it says untangling Tommy Lee and Brittany Ferlin's catfishing drama. Now, then I read, well, Tommy and Brittany are now back together. I don't know what the heck is going on. But let's see. Okay, so Tommy Lee and his Vine famous wife, Brittany Ferlin, they're going through this big thing. So the past week, Brittany's been claiming that she was catfished by this Ronnie Radke. And he came out and said, well, there are tons of accounts for me, but they're not really me. And now the FBI allegedly is getting involved in this whole thing. So Brittany and Radke are both saying that each other won't leave each other alone. Like she's saying he keeps harassing her and he's saying she keeps harassing him. This whole thing is just, it's insane. For real. Because then Brittany put out a video saying that this is all BS and she's sorry. And it's really this Ronnie guy who she was talking to. She's currently living in a hotel. Her marriage is on the rocks. Radke hangs out with Marilyn Manson, who's scary as crap. Like Marilyn Manson, have you seen it? Like he frightens me. I would not want to come across Marilyn Manson in a dark alley at night on a weekend. Like I wouldn't do that anyway. I wouldn't be in a dark alley at night on a weekend, but I would be afraid. And then like if he goes, oh my gosh, I'm Marilyn Manson, don't worry about it. Like I'm just me. I would still be afraid. Like he's scary. So let's see, Trisha Paytas, I guess now she's involved too. And she said she was catfished by this Ronnie Radke guy. I don't know. I don't know. Like, this is just crazy. So then fans were getting involved and saying, oh my gosh, Tommy Lee should go back to Pamela Anderson. And Pamela Anderson, a couple of years ago, when she released that whole documentary, which is amazing, by the way. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it. I forget, Pamela Anderson with Love or Pam with Love or something like that. Go watch it. It's really good. And she said in that documentary that Tommy Lee is really the one and only love of her life. Stop. So even back then you're going, oh my gosh, I wonder if they'll ever get back together. And then this week, Pamela, who's been going makeup free for the past year, like she broke the internet when she went to Paris Fashion Week last year with no makeup on. And I did a whole thing about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, she looks beautiful. Everybody's saying she doesn't need makeup. But now this week, after this whole Tommy Brittany drama came out, Pamela went ahead and did a photo shoot with makeup on. And people are saying, oh my gosh, she looks like 90s Pamela. I really so I think she just looks like, hot Pamela, right? I'm like, she doesn't look like she's from the 90s. She just doesn't, I mean, no. But then they're going, oh my gosh, is she doing this to get Tommy Lee back? I don't know. Now I'm kind of wondering, the whole thing's so crazy. You got to kind of wonder, is it a little bit of a publicity stunt involved here? I don't know. But there's a whole thing going on. So then I put it on my TikTok about Tommy Lee and Brittany going through this thing. And then someone puts on my TikTok comment thing, oh my gosh, now Vince Neil just broke up with his girlfriend. I'm going, no, saw. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? Hence the thumbnail, because then my brain's going and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, Tommy Lee broke up with his wife. Vince Neil broke up with his longtime girlfriend. They've been together, 16 years or something like that. Her name's Rain. Like, what do they think? They're going to go partying together at this stage of their lives? That would be funny to see, but maybe that could be a reality thing. I think that would be a funny reality TV show because Vince, I don't know, like what the heck? And then Tommy's just a riot. So that's where my brain went with that one. So let's talk about Vince Neil. I'm going like, so what happened with Vince? I don't know. Let's read about it because I said, no way. Vince broke up with Rain. Come on. So this is from the Daily Mail. They got a lot of tea. Vince splits from girlfriend of 15 years amid cheating claims after pal Tommy Lee gets ditched by wife. But it's not real. He didn't really get ditched by her. she got ditched by Tommy, I think. That's how I'm taking this whole thing, but I don't even know if it's real. I really don't. So Vince allegedly broke up with his girlfriend after being together for so long. They called it quits. TMZ came out and said that they were officially separated. And this happened because Vince thought she was cheating on him. I'm like, no way. And one of Vince's personal assistants said that Rain was out with another man. Oh my gosh. And let's see. They're not sure that the woman had the affair, but are sure that Vince was told there was an affair. And you would think that it would be the other way around because, like, Vince, Motley Crue, like, they were crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, oh, yeah, that's right. So, a few months ago, Rain survived that terrible plane crash in Arizona. Oh, my gosh, where they had many of their dogs and her best friend, which unalived the pilot of that plane. And that plane crashed into Vince Vaughn's plane, which was parked. And Rain had broken 5 ribs. So you got to kind of wonder what happened after that crash then. I forgot all about that. I'm so sorry. And it looks like after the investigation was done, the left main landing gear failed as the plane was touching down, which caused the collision. And Vince was in Florida with friends when the whole thing went down. Let's see. All right, and then they go on to what Vince has done. We know all that stuff. Oh, let me show you a picture of Vince and Rain. I mean, you know these guys. I mean, they've been together for so long. Let's see. There's Vince. Let's make sure you can see it. Oh, and of course, there's an ad. So there they are. There's Vince. I mean, you've seen these two together for so long. They did wife swap. They did all kinds of things together. And there they are, and with their dog. And oh my gosh, some terrible thing happened with their dog. So Vince has investments in clothing, hospitality, vineyards, and more. And this was the day after Tommy Lee and Brittany had separated. And reportedly, Brittany left because of Tommy's drinking. But then as time went on, and then we're hearing about the catfishing, now it's kind of seeming like maybe Tommy kicked her out because of the catfishing situation. And maybe he thought she was cheating. I don't know. And let's see, it says that Tommy Lee and Brittany are still in communication, even though they're split. There they are. And sources told TMZ it was unclear if a divorce filing was in the near future. But Tommy unfollowed Brittany on Instagram. Let's see. Let's see if that's still a thing. I have to look. I apologize. If Al was here, he'd be mad. All right, let's see. So Brittany Ferlin, and let's see if Tommy, like, how would you even know? So 2.2 million followers. I can't search for anybody. Like, how do you do that? There's no hourglass. Yeah, I can't. So I don't know. Maybe he still unfollowed her, but that's like the big thing. Oh my gosh, so-and-so unfollowed so-and-so. Isn't that terrible? That's what our world it really is in right now. To be unfollowed is just a tragedy, but it's not. I don't care. Unfollow me, whatever. Like, literally, my life is so busy, I wouldn't even remember the next day. So, I mean, I don't want you to unfollow me, but it's not like I'm going to have a nervous breakdown over it. So we will see. We will see what goes on with everything. That's just, it's terrible. Everybody's going through all this stuff. And then, of course, Kelly Hansen, that was the big news. He announced on The Voice that he is no longer going to be traveling and touring with Foreigner as of the end of the summer. And then singer Luis Maldonado, who is an absolute cutie pie, is going to be stepping in his shoes. And I just did a video, so I'm not really going to talk much more about it because you'll have to watch the video. I have to go and edit it, and you can see it this weekend. Anyway, so let's see. There was that. Oh my gosh. And we have to talk about, because I've been doing this and you guys seem to like it. So the top 10 songs this week in 1984. Oh my gosh. Let's go ahead and let's see what they were. I have to fix this first because this will drive me crazy. All right. Oh, dude. See? I get little static things. Stop. Okay. Oh, dude. I'm so sorry. This is what it is when it's a live show, you know? You get things that happen. I'm going to move you over there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Hello? All right. Well, there's a little static in the line. It is what it is. Hopefully you can't hear it. So this week in 1984, here are the top 10 songs that we were listening to on our transistor radio or boombox, whatever you were listening to. At number 10 was Hold Me Now by the Thompson Twins. Ready? Hold me now. Oh, my heart. Yeah. Stay with me. Come on and stay with me. Let lovin' start. Let lovin'. Oh, Breakdance by Irene Cara was at number 9. I don't know that one. I'm so sorry. Do you know Breakdance by Irene Cara? I don't know. I know What a Feeling, but it was Breakdance at number 9. At number 8. Oh my gosh. Here we go. Ready? Sister Christian, know the time has come. Everybody. And you know that you're the only one to say. Okay. That was it. Number 8, Night Ranger with Sister Christian. And at number 7, The Reflex is a Lonely Time by Duran Duran. That was a good one too. Number 6, To All the Girls I've Loved Before. That was Julio Iglesias and Willie Nelson, Stop It. I just talked about Willie Nelson. That was at number 6. At number 5, hi everybody. Should have been gone. Knowing how I made you feel, I should have been gone. Oh, Sherry, dude, was at number 5 this day in 1984. At number 4, Take a Look at Me Now. There's just an empty space. Phil Collins, Against All Odds. That movie was so good. Was that crazy? Number 3, Time After Time. You get lost, and you will find me. Time after time. That was at number 3. And at number 2, Hello, is it me you're looking for? Lionel Richie, hot Lionel Richie. Number 2, Hello. And at number 1, Let's hear it for the boy. Let's hear it for my baby. Yeah. Was that in Footloose? Denise Williams, Let's Hear It for the Boy. Those were your top 10 songs we were listening to on the radio this time in 1984. What the heck is doing? Wait a minute. I got to figure this out. Something is staticky. I hate that. See, that's going to drive me nuts now. I hear static. And you know what? Wait a minute. This is live shows for you. Is what it is. All right, let's just do this. Let's just get through it. It's all good. Everything's good. Oh my god, I hate static. Why is it wait a minute. Hold on, guys. Just be patient. Yeah. Let's just It's that little sucker. It's that sucker right there. It's that sucker. See? It's that. There's a loose connection right there. Oh, dude. All right. Well, that makes me so mad. Because I was so good. Oh, dude. Okay, can we do that? Hold it like that. Oh my god, I feel like I have my antenna with aluminum foil on it when I was a kid trying to watch channel 56. All right, let's see. All right. Mm. All right. Well, is what it is. We got static in the line. I'm so sorry. All right, let's do this. So this won't, you're not going to hear the static here. I don't think so. Because I'm going to share this video right now because I told you guys I was going to do stuff like this. And this is an interview of Steve Perry from 1984. And I mean, come on, he was on the charts this week in 1984. So let's watch this interview of Steve Perry because we love him so much.
Street Talk came from, I was in a band with Craig Cramp years ago, and that was going to be the name of our band. And accidentally, unfortunately, a situation happened. One of our members got killed in a car accident. So after that happened, we disbanded, of course. And the name Street Talk has still been floating around. You know? So it just was appropriate since I got back together with Craig one more time that we would just call the album Street Talk. Craig Cramp is just a really good friend of mine who helped me find a lot of musicians that we used to work with or I had never worked with before that he had been working with. And he also was a very good songwriter. And we wrote on the earlier albums together. And so we wrote on this album, Street Talk. He did help me find a lot of musicians, like I said, that I wanted to work with. People like Bill Como and Dwayne Hitchings. And then other musicians I found through people like Randy Goodrum. I found through Andy Newmark. And the drummer, Larry London, I found through Randy. It was like one from another from another. You know. One thing I caught myself as being a producer of my own album, I wanted to make sure that the tunes were as good as a producer should make sure they are. And that was that hat I was wearing. And so there were times where I wasn't really satisfied with maybe a lyrical content that I had worked up to that point. So I would bring in Randy Goodwin. I went for a whole different thing entirely. I went for a different production sound. I went for a different band sound, different vocal register, things that I used to do an awful lot before I joined the group Journey. I came from R&B. A lot of my friends have called me, used to be in bands with me years ago, and said, well, this album sounds more like you, or the Steve Perry I used to work with, than anything I've ever heard you do. So it does have a little bit of that old flavor that I used to work with all the time. And I personally really was a Sam Cooke fan, so I wanted to mention Sam. And I was a very heavy Jimi Hendrix fan. Still am. I like his music. And you hear a lot of that influence in music today. There's so many situations that can come from a love situation, or a possibility of one, or the loss of one, or a problem with one, or any number of situations that there's a lot to write about. It's fun because you're writing little mini movies, and they are little mini vignette things. And they have a plot, they have a beginning, they have an end. Well, it was hard, first of all, finding a director that wanted to work with an
Like, don't you like the hat? I think the hat is it's just so cute.
artist. Most directors come in and the first thing they want to do is say, I got this great idea. I got some torches, I got a cave, I got some smoke, you're going to love it. I got these chicks in leather, they all got dog collars on, you're going to love it, you know. Well, I mean, that might fit for some things, you know. I'm not denouncing it, that it doesn't work for certain types of groups and certain music, but it just didn't have no place in the song Oh Sherry.
I feel like Steve Perry is a total perfectionist. That's just the aura I get from him, and from some of the interviews that we have watched together. We've watched a couple. I just feel like he has to have it a certain way, and that's why his music, I feel, is just so up there and so fantastic and so phenomenal. Did I say I love Steve Perry? Of course I do. Of course I love Steve Perry. I mean, let's see what else he says.
I look at video, this medium of video, like the movie, and I look at at the song that usually it has to help as the book. And every book is better than a movie, usually. You'll always hear that. It seems like the song is always better than a video because it's usually the first thing, usually these days, the first thing you will hear is the song. But that's even changing because of the advent of video success groups versus radio success groups. But there's a mystique to music in a radio or record form.
I agree.
That lets each person, I think, interpret or hear or see in their mind's eye.
I so agree. And that's why radio, I feel, was so important to all of us because we really did just rely on songs. We relied on what we listened to on the radio. And then, of course, with the invention of MTV, oh my gosh, look at what he looks like. We like that. He's so cute. But listening to the songs on the radio, I literally would transcend into those songs and that music. And that's what brought me joy and happiness. And still to this day, I'm down in the dumps, man. I put on music and it just goes away, you know? And I feel like just listening to the music, not watching anything, not looking at a video, just literally listening. And that's why, Al and I, he put together the radio station. I had nothing to do with it. He does everything. Um, that's what we both have such a love and passion for music that, going back to our old school roots and just listening to the songs, listening to the artists that brought us so much happiness and joy and still continue to do so. It's just so important. And here Steve Perry is on the cusp of, oh my gosh, like videos are just coming out and becoming really, really popular. And radio really was so important.
What it means to them. And I think it's really important not to destroy them. Underneath it all, I'm just a person. I'm just a guy that likes to sing an awful lot and likes to write music and likes to produce. I don't worry about looking good. Everybody, oh gee. I don't know. I like pasta and I like beer and I like wine. I don't know.
What? He likes pasta, beer, and wine? Did you know that about Mr. Perry? I didn't know.
I'm not as neurotic about it.
Oh, well, there it is. And let's see. I got to tell you. So this is from, oh, darn it. Now, can I not? How do I go out of full screen here? Oh, my Lord. I think it's, all right. So that was Louise Long. Let me go ahead and subscribe to her channel because she's nice enough.
The best way to attract high-ticket coaching clients is not to spend all your time and money on social.
I think it's all Steve Perry, actually. Yeah, and Journey. So go and subscribe to her channel. She's got all kinds of really cool stuff on there. So thanks, Louise, for letting us use that interview. Well, no, she didn't. She didn't let me. I just played it. So. All right, guys. So I hope you have a fabulous Memorial Day weekend. I hope the weather is good for you wherever you are. I mean, dude, we need some summer weather here. We need some sunshine. We need some heat. We need some warmth. We need a hug. We need a big hug, right? Give me a hug. All right, guys. Remember to download the free app of Kiki.fm. We greatly appreciate it. Please hit the like button because that helps me. That helps me come back again and again. Subscribe to the channel if you like this type of content and just kind of hanging out, talking about music and entertainment news and all that fun stuff. Just come on back. I'm glad you're here, and I really appreciate it. So, guys, I love you, love you, love you. And I will see you soon, but I got to put my heart in the chat first. I got to put my heart in the chat. Guys, have a great weekend. And again, thank you for being here.